there, welcome back. Now, Red Bull have parted ways officially with Christian Horner, with the now former chief executive and team principal agreeing terms with the team regarding his exit. So I've got Craig Slater with me now with all the details of what is, I think, fair to say, a substantial payoff. Craig, what do we know about the payout?
Yeah, well, people might be reading different figures on this. What I understand, and yes, I confess, I haven't seen the actual severance document itself, but the best placed sources that I've been able to get in touch with have given me a figure of roughly 100 million US dollars, which is a little bit below 80 million pounds, around about 75 million pounds. And the reason it's such a big payoff, and by the way, Christian Horner could have had a bit more money had he not made certain decisions in this negotiation process, is that Horner was a director of multiple companies within the Red Bull framework. Chiefly among those three big ones: Red Bull Racing, the Formula One team; Red Bull Powertrains, which is building the new engines in conjunction with Ford to power the team next season onwards; and Red Bull Advanced Technologies, which is the arm which spreads Formula One tech into other areas and can be very profitable. So that's why the payoff is so big. He was a director, a founding director, in some cases, of some of these arms of the business, and he was contracted to 2031. Now, he has taken a bit less money in order to make himself free again to rejoin Formula One competition in 2026. I can reveal it won't be from the beginning of 2026, but he would say be able to work for or be part of another team before next summer. So let's say late spring 2026, Christian Horner could be back on the scene, the F1 scene again.
Does he want to come back?
My understanding is that yes, he does. The batteries have been recharged. He has been very much occupied with negotiating this severance. That's the first thing to say. So he has not turned his mind fully and examined all the potential avenues to bring him back at this point. Interesting just for a moment to dwell on what he has been doing. He's been a full-time dad, actually, since he left operational duties in the summer break. He's been doing the drop-off and pick-up from school every day, I'm told. He's been to see Oasis and Coldplay, so he's had a bit of music. He is going away with Jerry Horner, I should say, his famous wife, the ex-Spice Girl, on a holiday for a week now. When he comes back from that, he will turn his attention to what might be the next steps in rejoining the fray, as it were. He still thinks he has a lot to give. He's only 51. He has money behind him now, some extra money, and I think he wants to get right back up there if he can. He's a competitive animal. This did hurt him. It did set him back. It was a painful exit from a company he felt he had developed into a world-beating operation. But this maybe gives him the opportunity to be more than just the team boss.
Well, you know a lot about his schedule, don't you? Inside. What did he have for lunch, Craig?
Well, I'm not having lunch with him, or have had.
Look, what would a Horner comeback look like? There's going to be a lot of interest in him, isn't there?
Yeah. Well, what left him vulnerable at Red Bull was the fact that he had no stake in the team. He wasn't a co-owner, and that is the model that I understand would be most attractive to him. So not just coming back as a team boss. And remember, there were some links with the most famous team in F1, Ferrari, a few months ago. There had been approaches from Ferrari to him in the past, which he turned down. What I do know is a lot of big commercial entities, and we're talking about blue chip companies, sovereign wealth funds, big venture capital groups have already been in touch with Christian Horner, groups which want to get into F1, and Horner will now assess all these options. There are two ways of getting into F1 as a stakeholder: one by buying a team, and then this other potential option of founding what would be the 12th and final team, which the current regulations allow for within the sport. That is a cheaper way in. Cadillac have paid maybe £500 million for a certification to get on board. Yes, they'll have to build up all the infrastructure, but it's going to cost a minimum of £1.5 billion to £2 billion to buy an existing team. Against that, there's always talk about Alpine perhaps diluting the stake. Could he buy a chunk of that business, perhaps with some venture capitalists? Audi bought the Sauber team. Might they want to hive off a share of that? There's been talk around that as well. So let's see. But I think we will get more clarity on that in the coming weeks. But he is refreshed. He is ready to go again. He is full of ambition. And yes, he will look to get back into F1. And the earliest he can do it, as I say, is before next summer. Will it be that soon? That would be a surprise. But he's going to be setting, if you can excuse the pun, the wheels in motion over the coming weeks.
Oh, well done, Craig. You never disappoint, do you? Thank you so much.